It's a legend recited around campfires bearing an astonishing resemblance to what actually happened on December 26th. They call it the laboon, the wave that eats people, and it's brought on by the angry spirits of the ancestors. Before it comes, the sea recedes. Then the waters flood the earth, destroy it, and make it clean again.
So basically, the tsunami myth is that the world is reborn after it is covered with water.
Yes.
So we're back to the biblical flood.
Yes.
French anthropologist Jacques Ivanov is the world's foremost authority on the Moken and has been living with them on and off for more than 20 years.
Hello? Welcome on board.
We joined him on a voyage of discovery. He was going to the Moken Islands off the coast of Burma, a military dictatorship closed to the outside world. Ivanov's boat, a converted cargo ship called the Moken Queen, could have sailed right off the pages of Joseph Conrad. The captain was called Long Ear. The crew, all Burmese. The deck shrouded in nets to protect us from malarial mosquitoes. All sense of time of the 21st century seemed to evaporate into the tropical night air as we probed further and further into what often seemed to be the heart of darkness.
It's really difficult to get more remote than this, isn't it?
That's the best part of the story. You are outside of everywhere. You are nowhere, in fact.
And at dawn, two Moken boats came out of nowhere. They invited us down. The Moken on the two boats hadn't seen each other since the tsunami and started exchanging tales of survival. While the Moken off Thailand had been on dry ground, these Moken in Burmese waters had been in their boats at sea.
The water had such unbelievable strength. It was swirling like a whirlpool, as if it was boiling and coming from the depths of the earth.
Like their Thai cousins, these Moken also knew what to do. Since they were at sea, they made for deeper water and were spared. Others, like some Burmese fishermen near them, were not.
When you can, I want to ask him a question, which is, how come he knew something was wrong and the Burmese fishermen did not? They weren't Burmese businessmen, they were fishermen. They should know the sea too.
They were collecting squid. They were not looking at anything. They saw nothing. They looked at nothing. They don't know how to look. Suddenly, everything rose up. Their boats were thrown up in the air. The violence was unbelievable.
When we got to shore, we talked to a family of Moken living on their boat on the beach. But during the tsunami, they'd also been at sea. We started by introducing ourselves.
My name is Bob.
Bob.
We'd come here to find out whether or not these people had survived the tsunami. We wound up captivated by their culture. We'd never seen anything like it.
How old is this gentleman?
You don't know.
Why? I mean, when we ask how old they are, the answer is the same. They don't know. How do you explain that?
Time is it's not the same concept as we have. You can say, for instance, when does not exist in Moken language.
When doesn't exist.
No,
The question when doesn't exist.
And Ivanov says when is not the only word missing from the Moken language.
Want.
Want.
Yes, that's you use it very often. Take that out of your language and you see how often you use I want this, I want that.
There's no word for want.
No, there is a word for take. You take something, you give or you take. You don't want.
The fact is, the Moken want very little. What they don't want is to accumulate anything. Baggage is not good for a nomadic people. Ties you down. They have no notion and no desire for wealth. Remember Sally, the spear fisherman? That was breakfast. He'll think about lunch later on.
Okay, there's no word for when, there's no word for want. Anything else that we be?
No goodbye, no hello.
No goodbye or hello.
Right.
That's quite difficult, you know. Imagine after 1 year you live with them and then you go. That's it, finished.
No greetings. While we were on a Thai Moken Island, a flotilla from Burma dropped by. They didn't seem terribly excited by this. Visits from relatives, and they're all relatives, happen all the time. And since there's no notion of time, it doesn't matter if the last visit was a week ago or 5 years ago. There's just a constant commingling. And in the wake of the tsunami, they're all busy now, rebuilding their boats and their lives.
And what I saw since the tsunami is, yes, they take this opportunity, you know, to make the strong group stronger, for instance. No? Not young. That's about how I bit the boat. Huh? You are sitting on this boat.
Is it okay with him?
Yeah, no problem, but
He thought he should point it out, or he wanted to use the boat?
no, you want to work a little bit on the boat, but
But he doesn't mind waiting?
of course not.
You sure it's not a problem?
I'm sure.
But the Moken do have problems. The Burmese have turned some of their islands into military bases. The Thais are having them make trinkets for tourists, a trend which could ultimately threaten their way of life far more than any number of tsunamis. But the Moken don't seem terribly worried by all this. Perhaps that's because worry is just one more of those words which doesn't exist in their language.